The 4th of July is one of the biggest dates on the American calendar. And I've learned since living in America that they go hard for the 4th of July. So what better way to celebrate than with a USA only rebuild? So we're going to be taking over Hoffenheim. According to my research, they are the only club in the European top leagues with an American manager. So today we have to rebuild them only using American players. And we can't have any players that aren't American in this team, which is going to be a challenge considering John Brooks and Justin Che are the only Americans currently on the roster. It's a no-brainer, but we need to go in for Christian Pulisic as one of our first transfers. I want to help him live up to his potential. The LeBron James...
To soccer? Definitely.
26 mil, Chelsea 127 with 10% sell-on clause. And you know what? I'm going to accept that because I have no intentions of selling him on. Come on, lads. Let's get Captain America here early on in our reign at Hoffenheim. We're going to accept that. Our first signing in the USA only rebuild is going to be for Christian Pulisic. Let the non-American clean-out begin. First man packing his bags is Dennis Giga, who is off to Montpellier. I've put so many players on the transfer list that our inbox is flooded right now. Angelo Stiller is gone, and so is the Bosnian defender Bizikic. And add Robert Skov to the transfer departure list. America's in a weird place right now with their goalkeeping options. You've got Matt Turner, who is quality and is just about to reach his prime. He's class, but he's not world class. So I'm thinking a little bit in the future here. I'm going to sign 3 young, but hopefully decent American goalkeepers in Slanina from Chelsea, Roman Solitano from the world-class, the mighty FC Cincinnati. Funnily enough, some of you guys may know it, but if you don't know, I live in Cincinnati. I was on a run the other day on a bridge in Cincinnati called the Purple People Bridge, and I was dying at the end of like a 10K run. And I was just staring into space. I was like, where do I know that guy's face from? Someone walking the opposite direction. It was Celentano. Definitely should have asked him for a collab, but we're also going to sign Chris Brady as well from the Chicago Fire. But immediately, they're all going on to the loan list. And we're right back to the transfer departures. Getting an extra £4.85 million into the cap. And De Boer, the Israeli striker, is off to VfL Bochum. Another former player of ours staying in the Bundesliga is going to be Ilas Bibu as the striker heads to Frankfurt. And speaking of strikers, we're going to sign 2 strikers from the MLS. The first is going to be Jesus Ferreira, who joins us from FC Dallas. And the second, he's one of my favorite players at the moment. He plays for FC Cincinnati. It is Brandon Vazquez, heavily linked with a move to Borussia Mönchengladbach. We're going to be the Bundesliga club that takes him. I've also decided to end the loan here, terminate the loan of Kasper Dolberg. I want Vazquez and Jesus Ferreira to be our 2 guys. Normally, I would not want to make this transfer. He's a former career mode wonder kid, but Ozan Kabak is gone. Hey, it might only be a preseason friendly, but all I'm saying, Vazquez got a brace. This kid's the answer. I'm telling you, this kid's the answer. And we're also saying goodbye to Jacob Brun Larsen. Brendan Aronson has a history for playing for American managers in Europe, and that trend is going to continue as we've signed him on to be our new attacking midfielder. We're also going to make the first addition to our backline in this video as Chris Richards will be joining us from Crystal Palace. Trying to get Justin Che as much game time as possible, so Pavel Kaderabak is off to Betis. And we got a loan move to Celentano. He's off to Sassuolo for the next 2 years. Hopefully he comes back an absolute stud. There you go, lads. Opening day of the Bundesliga season. Look who's on the scoreboard. Brandon bloody Vazquez. Let's go. That's 2 of the goalkeepers loaned out. Slanina off to Salzburg for 2 years. And we all know that American players thrive at Salzburg. Kevin Vaught is the latest non-American to depart the club. And we got our 3rd goalkeeper out. It's Chris Brady off to Paris FC for 2 years. Job done. And that brings a very busy opening transfer to an end here. I'm really trying to toe the line between getting Americans in the squad and getting them the growth, but also making sure that our team here at Hoffenheim is competitive, because I don't want to be in the relegation battle. I want us to be in a strong spot, so we're really trying to keep some strong players in, but get some young Americans in too. I'm really curious to see, though, how we're going halfway through the season. This is exactly what we were after. This is why I wanted to keep the squad balanced, lads. We sit 6th in the Bundesliga right now. Mönchengladbach, top of the league. but we are not up creek. We are in a chance with European football on the line. Some big transfers that went through between the end of the window and now. We've got Kramaric heading to Sociedad permanently. And then like our 7th string goalkeeper, Luca Phillips, off to Stade Bucharest. But I want to make some massive moves here in January to see if we can make a push for the top 4 and guarantee at least some sort of European football next year. And with Thomas Delaney tearing his ACL and being out for the season, I'm going to terminate his loan and look to go in for a defensive midfielder. And there was only one man I wanted to sign. It is going to be Tyler Adams from Leeds United. Very interested to see where he goes in real life or if he's going to stay at Leeds United in the championship, but we've brought him across to Hoffenheim here. And a really solid pickup here. I want Mark McKenzie and Chris Richards to be the future of the American defense. I want them to be a brick wall. So we're going to get him in early. So we have plenty time with Mark McKenzie to grow him up and turn him into a superstar. That has exceeded all of my expectations. We have finished 5th in this first season. Over the moon with that. Really excited for the future here at Hoffenheim. Leipzig have won the league. We were only 8 points away, which is wild. They had a lot of draws though. And as we scroll down the table, the relegated sides are Heidenheim and Bochum, with Werder Bremen in the playoff game.
I like it.
Borussia Dortmund did take down Bochum though to win DFB Pokal. That would have been wild if Bochum won that and we're playing European football, but we're in the 2nd division. Werder Bremen have survived though. I swear Hamburg, they always lose in the relegation playoff. AC Milan win the Champions League. Man United take down Arsenal to win the Europa. And it is Fiorentina winning the Conference League, unlike real life. Brandon Vazquez, what a season. 18 goals plus 5 growth for him. 3 assists. This dude has gone off. He has absolutely gone off. My Brandon Vazquez agenda is at an all-time high right now. How did our goalkeepers go? Brady went up +3, Slanina up +3, and Celentano up 2, so I can't complain about that. One thing I want to do here, though, is approach FC Dallas to try buying Justin Che and bring him in permanently next season. 2.4 is what we offer, and that was really easy. FC Dallas have accepted it. So now we're just got to get this contract over the line and he will be remaining at Hoffenheim. All right, let's see if he accepts this one. It's a nice little increase to his pay packet. Justin Che accepts it and will be staying at Hoffenheim. But that is season 1 in the books. Let's crack on to season 2 and continue this American revolution. This should come as no surprise. This was priority number 1 for me in this 2nd season. And that is that we are going to sign Giovanni Reina from Borussia Dortmund. This kid is one of the hottest prospects in American football history. And we have officially made him a Hoffenheim player. I can't wait to see him flourish here. And we got him for a pretty decent price of 32.5 mil. I'm hoping to have only maybe 1 or 2 non-Americans, if any, in the club this season. So the clean out is going to be strong again this year. It starts off with the Frenchmen, Stanley and Soki, heading to Villarreal. And it's going to be Stefan Posch headed to Aston Villa. I desperately wanted to sign Weston McKennie last season, but we couldn't as he was on loan. He has returned to his parent club of Juventus, and we've immediately snatched him up and made him a Hoffenheim player. I'm going to convert him to a defensive midfielder. You will see soon that I have changed up the formation for this year, and Weston McKennie is a key part of the new team. I'm really hoping it doesn't take a long time to convert him. 9 weeks, that's okay, I can live with that. Kasim Adams-Nuhu, the Ghanaian, off to Strasbourg. And we're also going to be saying goodbye to Christoph Baumgartner. He was one of the final remaining superstar players that wasn't American in the side. I love using this guy in career mode. Manchester United have got themselves a good one. One player that I do not want to sell though this year is Oliver Baumann. Our goalkeepers just aren't ready right now, so we're going to have another season with him. I'm going to block offers. Nice try, Frankfurt. Not a chance in the world. Get your hands away from my Vazquez. I certainly don't feel the same way though about Becker. The first addition to our backline here though for the season, it is going to be Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's going to be joining us from Celtic. Very interested to see how much of like a career we can make out of this guy. Can we get him up to a respectable level? And Grisha Promel is off to Wolverhampton for 7.2 mil. So here is the new look team. We have converted to a 3 at the back formation. Our attack is looking deadly. I am so excited to to see what this season has in store at the club, man. Also, I'm in the process of converting Che into a centre back, so hopefully that's going to give us another bit of depth in the back line. And here is our Europa League group. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully we get out of the group and can go on a run this season. I'm excited to see what Team USA / Hoffenheim can do. We are flying, man. Maybe this is what all teams need to do. Maybe people should believe in America. I swear, if this video doesn't get me a green card or citizenship, I don't know what will. Biden, help your boy out. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about our Europa League run as we finish bottom of the table, that's humbling. Not going to go crazy here in the January window, but we are going to make the signing of Gianluca Busio from Venezia. He's going to join us and be a great backup option here for our midfield. And we're going to send Justin Che on a short loan move to Brighton. All right, it's confirmed. We're playing Champions League football next year. We have finished above Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And you know what? I'm going to really lean into the Americanism next year. We are technically going to be eligible to complete the rebuild, so I'm going to make sure we get every non-American out of the club. God, I hope our goalkeepers are ready. Scrolling down the table, though, the relegated sides are going to be Hertha Berlin and Schalke. They've gone up and they've gone down. RB Leipzig have won the DFB Pokal. Augsburg survived the relegation game against Bochum. Manchester United have had back-to-back European trophies. They win the Europa League and now they win the Champions League. AC Milan have gone the other way. AC Milan have won the Champions League into the Europa League. And it is going to be Chelsea winning the Conference League. It's nice to see a mid-table club like Chelsea having some success on the European stage. Jesus Ferreira took it personally that I didn't call him last season, that I thought Brandon Vazquez was him. And he has got 26 goals and 14 assists. That is so good. Vazquez gets 17. Bayer got 17 goals and 2 assists off the bench. That is actually cooked. So Celentano's got +2, +5 for Slanina, and +3 for Brady. So we're probably going to have to roll with Slanina next year, unless I want to look, maybe Matt Turner can come in for a season or two. Oh my God. Oh my God. Justin, I was just scrolling through, going to check out our strikers. Justin Che went up +8 in half a season at Brighton. How does that even happen? I need to check. Did Brighton win the Premier League or something?
Nope.
No, they had a mid-table season. Right, okay, that is random. So Matt Turner's actually not too badly rated, and he's a free agent this year, so we definitely have to be going in for him, have him as our starting keeper this year, and continue trying to grow the other guys. So we are happily going to accept that and bring Matt Turner to the American Revolution here. He played for the New England Revolution, and now he's a part of our American Revolution. And we get him on a free, because after all, America is the land of the free. And the home of the brave. Another non-German out of the club. And we got a loan move here for Slanina to Lyon. And since we're trying to clean out the entire squad, I want to make sure we get some squad depth in here. We need squad depth, so we're going to sign a load of American players, the first of whom is Kevin Paredes. A backup striker option here, as it is going to be Josh Sargent joining us here from Norwich. Not going to lie, this transfer is class. So we've got ourselves a backup attacking midfielder in George Mihalovic, but he could easily push in and push Aronson for the starting attacking midfield role. We've still got so many non-Americans to get rid of, but we got one step closer here. But with one non-American player leaving, we're going to bring another American into the side. It is the former Fulham center midfielder. It is Luca Della Torre, 75 rated, and he can play in a lot of other positions, which is going to be really handy for us. Tohumchu is gone, and nobody really bats an eyelid. But Tanner Tessman is the latest player to join us here at Hoffenheim. This is actually a bit of a blow for us, because Maximilian Beer was so good for us off the bench last year. I wish him the best of luck at Monaco, but rules are rules, and we've had to sell him.
He has to go, blood.
Just 5 players remain that are not American. We need to get them out. And we get another 2-year loan move here for Chris Brady, who's staying in Germany, but heading to Dusseldorf. Ironically, we've sold one of our non-American players to America. He's heading to Nashville. He's been such a good player for us, but Baumann is officially out of the club. We've sent the German veteran to Galatasaray. A massive blow here though. After one of our preseason friendlies, Weston McKennie has torn his hamstring and is out for 3 months. We did not need that. We only have 1 German player remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Bischoff is out of the club. And you know what? I want to be eligible to win the Champions League this year. Not that I think we're going to be able to do it, but I want to be eligible nonetheless. So we're going to sacrifice £168,000, release Marco John, and officially we are all American. Just going to go through here to prove it to you guys. You shouldn't see any flag other than the Star-Spangled Banner. We are fully American. And this is what our starting 11 is looking like for the first few months of this season. Having McKennie out injured is a huge blow, but we have some big work to do here. We need to make sure we maintain our Champions League spot. And speaking of the Champions League, we have been thrown into the deep end with our group. We've got Barcelona, Atalanta, and Salzburg. This is going to be a challenging group. I don't think we're going to top it, but if we could sneak past Atalanta and Salzburg, that would be really good for me.
A few moments later.
That is... Oh, okay. I mean, we've snuck in, but Barcelona have been grouped. Atalanta go undefeated, but we are into the last 16 here with Hoffenheim. Oh, that is a hilarious group, but we are going to be versing Manchester United. Thrown into the deep end here in the round of 16, Manchester United. We are not having a good season here in the Bundesliga. We are really being brought back down to earth. We're 11 points out of the top 4, and we currently sit 10th. We need a bit of a circuit breaker here this season for the second half, so I'm going to sign Serginho Dest. Now, this is a bit of a gamble, because obviously we're playing a formation that doesn't play a right back, so can we convert him to a centre back 169 weeks? Oh, that is really frustrating. Honestly, it's going to take 4 weeks to turning him into an attacking midfielder. Do we want to do that? Let's just turn him into I've already got a backup attacking midfielder though. Let's just convert him into a right winger. And then that changes what I'm going to do here. Timothy Weah, I originally was going to sign as a backup right midfielder. Let's see what other positions we can get him into. All right, Timothy, everything. Okay, we could make him an attacking midfielder, a left midfielder. I mean, he has played striker before. You know, well, let's convert him to a striker and have him as another backup option alongside Josh Sargent. Showtime, ladies and gentlemen. The Americans versus Manchester United here in the Champions League round of 16. We are at home here in Germany. Full strength side out on the park. Do we have enough? We lose to... Oh my god. Oh my god. It just had to be. Baumgartner, the man that I didn't even want to sell, has given Manchester United the lead in this first leg. We got absolutely dominated seemingly. All right, lads, it's not looking good. We have got some work on our hands if we want to keep our Champions League dream alive here in season number 3. We need a win. We need a win at Old Trafford. The scoreline is another 2-1 loss. God damn it, Baumgartner. Baumgartner scored against us twice, and our Champions League run ends here in the last 16. That slow start to the season has cost us. Oh, we miss out on Champions League football by 2 points. We've rallied the troops, had a valiant second half of the season, but it's just not enough. Leverkusen beat out Leipzig on goal difference, and the relegated teams are Hamburg and Arminia Bielefeld. This season can be described by so close yet so far. We lose in the DFB Pokal final. Schalke have taken down Werder Bremen and are coming back up to the top division. Manchester City win the Champions League. Borussia Dortmund take down Barcelona and win the Europa League. And it is final. It's stopping West Ham from winning a second Conference League title in their history. Jesus Ferreira, another awesome season. Both our strikers are proving to be so bloody reliable. 18 goals for Brandon Vazquez, 27 for Jesus Ferreira. And despite missing the first half of the season, Weston McKennie is our third highest goal scorer. It's another good season out on loan here, though, for Slonina, up to a 77. Is he going to overtake Matt Turner next year? No Champions League football next season hurts the soul, though, lads. We need to just focus on the Bundesliga and get ourselves back into the Champions League. I'm trying to have multiple quality options at every part of the park. I want to have players that are a little bit older but are matured. I want to have young superstar players. And somebody that falls into the young superstar category is Caleb Wiley from Atlanta United. Malik Tillman is a very versatile addition to the squad here. He can fill in multiple areas for us. And the attacking midfielder is going to join us from another Bundesliga rival in Bayern Munich. As a lifelong Boston Celtics fan, I had to make this signing. I was looking at the free agents list. I saw that there was a young American center half called Larry Bird. I had to do it. Larry Bird, welcome to Hoffenheim. Two loan moves here that I was very happy to make. We've got Slonina. God, I almost couldn't pronounce it. That's Slonina going to Sevilla. I was debating making him our starting shot stopper, but I thought one more year, considering we don't have Champions League, of Matt Turner, and we'll go get Slonina some more experience. And we're going to get Justin Shea a loan move here to Napoli. We need to get ourselves back into the Champions League next year, though. We need a strong season here. Our attack's looking awesome. It's just the defense that's letting us down right now. We just need to I want a Bundesliga title. Honestly, if we strive for a Bundesliga title and fall a little bit short, then that's okay. But we are in the Europa League this year, and I am praying that we do a lot better than we did a couple years ago when we finished bottom of our group. I genuinely think we could be winning the Europa League if we put our mind to it. All right, we're 6 points away from the Bundesliga title. We currently sit 4th right now in the league. Mönchengladbach breathing down our necks, but at the moment, as it stands, we'll be playing Champions League footy next year, but there is still so much left to do. How did we do in the Europa League? Did we make it to the next round? We came 3rd! What is it with us in the Europa League? How have we finished behind Nantes and St. Gallen? That means we're in the Conference League preliminary rounds. That is wild to me. We have snuck in, lads. We weren't even close to getting up to 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, but luckily we're 5 points ahead of Bayern Munich, and we're going to be playing Champions League football again next season, and we need to do so much better. Leipzig have had a great video so far. Relegated, though, is Schalke and Paderborn. Frankfurt have won the DFB Pokal. Bochum take down Cologne to win the playoff relegation game. Man City are starting to dominate the Champions League in this video. Tottenham won a trophy. I repeat, Tottenham won a trophy. And Juventus ended up winning the Conference League. How did we go? So we won our preliminary round game, but we lost to Juventus in the round of 16. The good news is that Slonina on his loan spell has gone up +3 overall. So I think it's time for us to make him the #1 goalkeeper next season. And Shea's gone up to an 82. So yeah, he's going to be our starting center back as well. But we will be saying goodbye to John Brooks, who is retiring at the end of the season. One of our initial players. Thank you, John Brooks. I'll never forget the goal you scored in the World Cup. We lost John Brooks, so we're beginning Season 5 with a new centre-back signing. He's only going to be a backup for now, but he could develop into being a starter. It is James Sands, who we're going to sign from Newcastle United. But with Slonina coming back from loan, he's 81 rated. I'm not listening to any transfer offers for him. I want him to be our #1. And we're going to get ourselves another striker in here as a backup option. It is Ricardo Pepi. This kid looks like an absolute wonder kid for America. In real life, we're going to sign him from Braga. We're in such a weird position this year because our attack is good enough to win a Champions League, in my opinion, but our defense is where we really struggle. You know what? Carter Vickers is going to go into the starting 11 now for Mackenzie. We need some growth from these guys and Slonina, though. But what we lack in starting defenders, we just have so much options in the reserve. So many options. We look so good there. I genuinely don't know what to expect from this season. But we are back in the Champions League for the 2nd time in this rebuild, and our group is very balanced. Inter Milan, Olympic Lyon, and Dynamo Kiev. We have got to make sure that we step up and turn up for every single game if we want to get to the knockout rounds. That is such a good experience. That makes me have so much more confidence than when we were last in the Champions League, because we have topped our group here with just one loss. We finished 3 points ahead of Inter Milan. And hopefully, as we check out the round of 16, that means we have a beneficial opponent. We have got Tottenham.
Top spur? No. What's that?
Meanwhile, Inter have Leverkusen, so it was really a tough situation regardless. And speaking of Leverkusen, they currently lead the Bundesliga. We sit second, so we are right in this title challenge. But also there are a lot of teams breathing down our necks for the top 4 spots. A big moment for us here, lads. We went out in the round of 16 to English opposition in season number 3. Let's not make this trend continue. It's Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham versus Hoffenheim, and it is a 1-1 draw in the first leg. It all hangs in the balance, lads. The Champions League, round of 16, second leg, 1-1 scoreline here. We've never made it past this point in our time managing Hoffenheim, but we have the opportunity today. Tottenham are going to be eliminated. It is Brandon Vazquez and Gio Reyna who are going to send us through to the Champions League quarterfinals for the first time. That is such a relief. Things just got much harder though, ladies and gentlemen. We have been drawn up against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. Leverkusen got Salzburg. Why couldn't that be us? Unlike the first leg against Tottenham, we are at home here to take on Atletico Madrid. We only had 2-0 wins this season at home in the knockout rounds. Can we keep that going? We got Nicolo Barrea in the midfield, but we come away with the win. It's a narrow one. We come from behind. Captain American Christian Pulisic giving us the lead heading into the second leg. It's not the world's biggest lead, but it's a lead nonetheless. We want to get ourselves through to the Champions League semi-finals. We're traveling away to Madrid with the advantage. Come on, Hoffenheim, we win it on penalties. Yes, lads. Oh, we save a penalty. Slanina saves it against Sergio Diaz. And we are heading to a Champions League semi-final. Brandon Vazquez getting the goal. Oh, that is such a relief. Gio Reyna missing a penalty, though, is not ideal. Again, it's a huge team we're facing. Leverkusen still alive, and they have the aggregate advantage against Manchester City, but we are facing Juventus. And unfortunately, we're going to have to do it without Cameron Carter-Vickers, who was suspended after that second leg against Atletico. Here we go, lads. First leg coming up. We grab our bags, grab our passports, and head to Turin in Italy. They've got Jude Bellingham in the starting 11 here. We're going to have to step up here. This is a nerve-wracking experience that ends with Brandon Vazquez getting us an equalizer. I'm really hoping that yellow card isn't detrimental, but it all hangs in the balance ahead of the second leg. Is he suspended? Is he suspended? No! Brandon Vazquez is suspended for the second leg. Second leg at home here. It all hangs in the balance. Ironically, the man we are relying on is Weah. We've brought Weah in. Now, Weah in real life has just signed for Juventus. This would be ironic if he's the man that gets us to a Champions League final. And, oh, it's Ferreira, but I don't care because we are heading to a Champions League final. No injuries, no suspensions. We're through, and we're facing either City or Leverkusen. USA, USA, USA. But it has been decided. It is going to be an all-German affair here for the Champions League final as we're facing Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think anybody is surprised by this result and by seeing Sevilla winning a Europa League. Aston Villa, though, fair play. They've won the Conference League. And we have edged out Leverkusen by 1 goal. By goal difference to win the Bundesliga title. There are so many stakes heading into this Champions League final, but we have a massive bragging right as we have won a Bundesliga title with Leverkusen. Bayern Munich with a pretty poor season for their standards, but the relegated sides are Bochum and Darmstadt. Borussia Dortmund have won DFB Pokal, and the result with the relegation playoff is still up for debate. But I'm hoping we don't have to find out that relegation result because we win a Champions League title tonight. Jesus Ferreira, another phenomenal season for him. Him and Vazquez as a striker duo has been the stuff of dreams. Teams around the world, take note. Vazquez and Ferreira, they are the future. They are the answer. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Champions League final. Leverkusen versus the United States of Hoffenheim. Feet are under. Oh, I want to go out there, but we're going to go through. That's taking a deflection. Reina, nice ball there. Aronson, fake shot. We need a good pass. Oh, that space out wide for it. It's a great ball to Reina. Gio Reina cutting it back, and it's going to be Brandon Vazquez giving us the lead with our first shot of the game. The counter-attacker dreams that was started from Shea is finished off with Cincinnati's Brandon Vazquez. Reina, in. Get the follow-up. Oh, we can't leave them space. Jesus on the attack. Big tackle, Richards. They're in the box, though. We can't let them square it. Jesus blast that one. Never looked like scoring. Leverkusen have come out of the gates firing in this second half. We can't give them an opportunity. They looked focused up. They're going to play that one through. What a save, Slanina. Come on, counterattack. Ferreira's just injured himself. Oh, Vazquez has out-muscled him. That's a terrible touch. Oh, my God. Follow up. Vazquez, no. Jesus Ferreira has suffered a knock here. So we're going to be, although he looks fine there, but we're going to have to sub him off and bring on Timothy Weah for the last half an hour. Good tackle, Shea. Nah, what is that marking? Oh, he's offside. Thank the Lord he's offside. Oh my God. Good tackle. Nah, he's offside. Is he offside? He's not. Oh, our keeper's off the line now. Get back, Slanina. Nah, Carter Vickers with a big tackle. They've got a corner though, Leverkusen. They have been the better side by a country mile here in the second half. Yes, good interception, Carter Vickers. Just need to hold on to possession, not give it away. Oh my God, he's just done him with a rainbow flick, and we're going to get a corner. Come on, let's put an exclamation mark on this Champions League final. Pulisic in, diving header. Playing it around. Weah, blocked. Blow the whistle, referee. Blow the whistle. There it is. We have completed the USA only Hoffenheim rebuild. Oh, Leverkusen, I've got to give them their flowers. They threw everything and the kitchen sink at us in that second half, but we defended our asses off there and we deserve that one. What a ride it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Adams with the captain's armband is going to be the one to officially crown the United States of Hoffenheim as Champions League winners. Lads, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.